Good afternoon. It's 3 p.m. and I'll call to order the Board of Directors regular meeting agenda for Monday, September 15th, 2025. May I have a roll call, please?
Director Meyerhoffen,
Here.
Director Duff,
Present.
Director Martin,
Here.
Vice President Griffith,
Present.
and President Sewell.
Here.
Thank you. We have quorum.
Thank you. And seeing that all 5 directors are present, we'll skip item 3. Item 4, if you'd please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Director Martin, would you like to lead us?
Sure. Please join me in saluting our nation's flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 5, Rules of Procedure. Counselor?
Yes, thank you. According to the rules of procedure adopted by the board, all notice meetings are conducted using Rosenberg's Rules of Order as a procedural guideline. Directors should refrain from responding directly to public comments at meetings of the board. The president of the board presides at all meetings and decides all points of order and procedure during the meetings. The president is also responsible for the maintenance of order and decorum at all board meetings. No person should be allowed to speak who has not been first recognized by the president. All questions and remarks should be addressed to the president as the presiding officer. No member of the board should speak more than once upon any subject until every other board member wishing to speak on the subject has been given an opportunity to speak. No board member shall interfere with the orderly progress of a board meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. And a bit of housekeeping. We're going to be moving up item 11, HR report, after public input. And we'll also be polling item 12. That will take place in next month's meeting. So item 6, public input. This is the opportunity for members of the public to address the board on matters within the board's jurisdiction. Please limit comments to 3 minutes or less. State law prohibits the board from discussing or taking action on any item not listed on the agenda. Do we have any members of the public wishing to address the board?
President Sewell, not online.
Okay. And I don't see any here in person. So we'll move on to item 11, and that's our HR report. General Manager.
Thank you, President Sewell. Good afternoon, members of the board. We have a lot to celebrate today. We have 3 new hires that joined us last month and 4 promotions. First of all, we are thrilled to welcome Daniel Virgin to MSWD as an associate engineer. He holds a Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering from California State University, Los Angeles. Here to say a few words about Daniel is the engineering manager, Eric Weck. Eric.
Thank you, General Manager Macy, and good afternoon, President Sewell, members of the board. From the first moment that we interviewed Daniel, he came across as having the drive and the focus to help bring the engineering department to the next level. Daniel has been getting up to speed with the district's procedures, has been fitting in very well with staff. Daniel has several years of experience in the capital improvement and project management career field, where he has developed improvement projects and managed consultants and contractors previously for the city of Goleta. So far, Daniel has taken on the Well 22, Monitoring Well 1A, Critical Services Center, and the roadway improvement projects, just to name a few. Personally, I'm very thankful that Daniel has been here and has helped the district and is helping the engineering department deliver much needed infrastructure. With that, I'll let Daniel say a few words. Daniel?
President, members of the board, I really want to thank you guys, or thank the district for this opportunity. I also like to share a quick little story about myself. 9 years ago, I set out a goal for myself, and that was to be an engineer and work at a water district. And for the past 9 years, I've been working on myself, developing myself, gaining my degree, and a variety of work experience. And the opportunity that Eric and Brian and the district has given me to work here has allowed me to accomplish my goal. So therefore, I'm truly grateful. And I'm also committed to be a strong and positive impact, not only for the district, but our customers as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
So General Manager Macy, he'll be here for 20 years then, won't he?
We hope so. We hope so. Next, our next two, Danny, I noticed that our next, should we go on or should we talk about Robert? Okay, so, and I know our next person is also not here today, so let's go to Alex Escovedo. Or excuse me, anyway. MSWD is excited to announce a promotion of Alex Escovedo to construction inspector, previously lead field operations technician. In his new role, Alex will continue to bring his years of experience, knowledge, and dedication to our projects. He will report to Eric Weck, engineering manager. Eric, would you like to say a couple of words?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, President Sewell and members of the board. Alex has done a great job in taking ownership of the inspection needs here in the engineering department. Alex brings with him a unique perspective in that he has worked not only for the city of Redlands, which is a public agency, and Mission Springs Water District, but he has worked for a private contracting company. So he knows what shortcuts to look for and how long in theory it should take for a contractor to construct pipeline improvements. Alex represents the district well and has taken on inspections for the city, for the city's new police station, the city's improvement project all along Hacienda, and the solar improvement project as well that's under construction. Likewise, Alex has been helping out with the GIS department to spot locate district improvements to have them accurately plotted in the GIS system. With that, I'd like to open it up for Alex to say a few words. Alex?
President Sewell, members of the board, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity to continue to grow. I've been in this industry 26 years, and water has always called my name, so has construction. So I'm hoping, with this new position, we can continue to grow in MSWD. I look forward to many good years. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Next, we are happy to announce the promotion of Jason Weekly to construction and maintenance supervisor. In this role, Jason will supervise, plan, and participate in activities and operations of the district's construction and maintenance department. Jason has proven to be dependable, consistently shows strong knowledge of the water system, and makes key decisions during emergencies. Here to say a couple of words for Jason is water operations superintendent Jeff Nutter. Jeff?
Thank you, General Manager Macy. Good afternoon, President Sewell and the members of the board. I do appreciate all Jason's attention to detail, especially in some of the projects that we do that pertain to, shutting down water systems, notifying customers. And he's always done, excellent job at looking at all the details and what it's going to take. And by doing that, minimizes the shutdown for the customers. We may have it scheduled for water back on at 1 o'clock. He's shown time and time again that he can get the water back on by 9, 10 o'clock, which is huge. So, Jason, thank you for all your efforts and your support to the department, and look forward to the future.
Good afternoon, President Sewell, members of the board. I just want to thank the whole supporting cast here at Mission Springs Water District, not only Jeff and the Department of C&M, but also Danny Friend and everybody else for this opportunity. I've learned a lot since I've been here, and I continue to learn, and it's going to be a never-ending process. And I look forward to many more years of overseeing construction and maintenance and keeping the park flowing well and keeping water to all our customers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we are proud to announce the promotion of Jeff Nutter, Water Operations Superintendent. In his new role, Jeff will oversee operations and activities of the district's construction and maintenance, water production, and field services, as well as buildings, grounds, fleet maintenance. He's been with the district for many years and knows the system inside and out. Jeff has shown extensive dedication to the district and holds himself and his team to the highest level. Here to say a couple of words about Jeff, Danny Friend, our Director of Operations. Danny?
Thank you, General Manager Macy. Good afternoon, President Sewell, members of the board. It brings me great pleasure to speak about this well-deserved promotion. First, I actually would like to thank the General Manager and the board
one of the things that I asked for in this current fiscal year was approving this additional position. So it was clear that I needed additional help, and your support made this possible. So thank you. So with Jeff, adding to what General Manager Macy said, this October, we're going to be celebrating Jeff's 31st anniversary with the district. It's a remarkable milestone, and it does speak volumes to his commitment and his longevity. It's no surprise to anyone that Jeff is one of the most knowledgeable persons that we have here at the district. His inner workings of the water system is phenomenal. His depth and understanding is unmatched, and he's often the go-to person when we need insider historical information. Jeff is a truly committed employee. His dedication is top-notch, and he consistently goes above and beyond to ensure the success of our operations. You can often find Jeff here about 5:30 in the morning, getting his day started, making sure he's there to support his team. So the field service department was already reporting to me directly, and after the water production supervisors left, my workload increased. Jeff stepped up without hesitation, essentially performing this role on an interim basis for roughly 6 months. He did a fantastic job, so promoting him to this position was a no-brainer. Another key reason for creating this position was to begin the district succession planning. Filling Jeff's shoes in the future is going to be one of the toughest challenges I likely will face from a personnel perspective. His experience, leadership, and institutional knowledge are irreplaceable. I look forward to continuing to work alongside him in this new capacity. So please join me in congratulating Jeff on his well-earned promotion. Jeff is here and would like to make some comments. Thank you.
Well, being that he had all positive things to say, I'll keep my comments really short. No, it's been obviously it's been a pleasure working here at Mission Springs Water District. It's seen a lot, and I'm just excited to help transfer some of my knowledge and stuff to Jason and the rest of the team. Not much to say, I'll wait till a better time to really get into the meat of things. I want to thank everybody for this opportunity. Been around, I think, Russ, you've been here some time, so go back a little ways. But thank you, everyone here, and we'll continue this journey. So thank you, everybody. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Well, lastly, we're excited to announce a promotion of Julio Martinez, lead field operations technician, previously field operations technician 2. Julio considers coworkers' ideas and is respected by staff. He's great at planning work, is open to change, and quick to adjust to strategies when needed, remains calm under pressure. Julio trusts his team members with responsibility and focuses on high-level tasks while enabling others to grow. Here to say a few words about Julio as a field operations supervisor, Jason Weekly.
Thank you, General Manager Macy, President Sewell, members of the board. When I got promoted to construction maintenance supervisor, obviously we needed some help, someone to step up in the field operations department, and Julio was there. He came into the district as a operations tech 1, promoted to operations tech 2, and now he's a lead field operations technician. And he's done a great job. He's great with the crew. The way he talks to them and the respect they have for them, for him. And he'll come in, work after hours, work late. When there's emergencies, he's really good at looking at the attention to detail, which is what we need to reduce the impact of any kind of leaks or any major disasters we might have going on. And he's just done a great job. And I think he'll do even a better job now as a lead, and he'll continue to pursue advancement here at Mission Springs Water District. And he's a great employee to have on staff here at Mission Springs. So thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, President Sewell, members of the board. Jason gave me a lot more credit than I thought, but I appreciate that, Jason. I appreciate working here. Thank you to the district for giving me the opportunity to become a lead, grow as a person, grow in my career. I also like to thank my mentors, Jason Weekly and Jeff Nutter. They've been a big help in my career growing. In the going on 7-8 years I've been in the district, I'm excited to keep on learning and keep on going. Thank you.
Thank you.
So just lastly, I would like to thank the board. You see a lot of folks here coming up through the ranks, if you will, and obviously the support of the board has allowed us to do that and to promote some folks that have earned the promotions. And I want to thank the staff for continuing to learn and the support that you give each other. It makes the district a lot stronger when we can promote from within. So thank you to the board and thank you to staff. That
Yes.
concludes our report.
Thank you and welcome to Daniel and congratulations on all the promotions. I think there's a lot of knowledge in this room and I'm glad we can hold on to it and reward you guys for all your hard work. So thank you. And any other comments from the board?
Just one. Recently, we've had several meetings with members of our CLEAR committee, and one of those members recently informed us that this portion of our meeting is their favorite because they like learning about all of you and who you are and the dedication that you bring to this district. So thank you all.
I have a saying, if you don't learn something new every day, you're wasting your life. And it's really a pleasure to be around people that are trying to excel and taking the initiative to get more education than what their job actually requires. In some cases, that's what you folks are doing. And I really appreciate that aspect of you guys being here and having that initiative to go further and farther and beyond than what you're expected. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Oh, photos. It's always hard.
It's hotter today. One more.
Thank you.
Congratulations, you guys.
We're either gonna have to get a higher stage for us to stand behind or get shorter employees.
Or wait a year, because aren't you shrinking?
Only parts of me, my friend, only parts.
That's what the goat says.
Stay this way. Okay. This is our way. Yeah, thanks.
Congratulations, you guys.
Congratulations.
Okay, and now we're going to be headed into closed session. Counselor, would you like to state the items we'll be discussing?
Yes, we have two items for closed session. The first is conference with legal counsel on potential litigation, one matter. The second is conference with legal counsel on pending litigation, Fournier versus Mission Springs.
Okay, thank you. With that, we'll head into closed session. All right, we're back from closed session. Counselor, can you report out?
Yes, both matters on the closed session agenda were discussed. There are no action items to report.
Okay, thank you. And item 10, Desert Hot Springs High School Real Academy, we did on Thursday. So we'll move on to our action items. Again, we're pulling item 12. That will be on next month's meeting. And item 13 is award of contract for the construction of the Horton Monitoring Well 1A project. It's recommended to authorize the general manager to award a contract for the construction of Horton Monitoring Well 1A project to ABC Lioven Drilling, the lowest responsible bidder, in the amount of $156,050 plus a 10% contingency, for a total of $171,655, and augment the capital job number 11885 by $78,300 for a total project budget of $222,970, and to do all things necessary to complete the project. General Manager.
Thank you, President Sewell. On Thursday, we provided a short presentation on this, recapping the process that we went through to bid the project and award the contract. Eric Weck, our engineering manager, is there anything you'd like to add?
No, sir. Everything stands from last Thursday.
So with that, are there any questions from the board?
Any questions, Director Martin?
Nope.
Director
No.
Myhoffen?
No.
Seeing none, do we have a motion on, do we have any members of the public wishing to address the board on item 13?
President Sewell, not online.
Do we have a motion? Sorry. We have a motion from Vice President Griffith and a second from myself. May I have a roll call vote, please?
Director Myerhoffen,
Yes.
Director Duff,
Aye.
Director Martin,
Yes.
Vice President Griffith.
Aye.
President Sewell.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Thank you. Item 14, award of contract to Kyle Groundwater Incorporated for professional hydrogeological support services. General Manager?
Thank you, President Sewell. On Thursday, we gave a presentation on this particular item. Director of Operations, Danny Friend, provided some discussion about why we were moving forward with well 28 and 30. Danny, is there any additional information you'd like to prepare at this time? With that being said, we'll be able to entertain any questions from the board.
All right. Director Dunn?
No questions.
Vice President? Director Martin? Director Myhoffen? And I have nothing further. Any members of the public wishing to speak on item 14?
President Sewell, not online.
Thank you. Do we have a motion for the item?
I'll move.
I'll second it.
Your guess is as good as mine, Dory.
I heard Director Duff on the first and Director Myerhoffen on the second.
Perfect. May I have a roll call vote, please?
Director Myerhoffen,
Yes.
Director Duff,
Aye.
Director Martin,
Yes.
Vice President Griffith.
Aye.
President Sewell.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Item 15, amendment number 2 to solar power purchase and lease agreements with Trident Mission Springs. It is recommended to authorize the general manager to approve and execute amendment number 2 to the solar power purchase agreement and amendment number 2 to the land lease and solar easement agreement with Trident Mission Springs LLC to design, build, and construct approximately 4 megawatts of renewable solar energy at 3 MSWD sites. General Manager?
Thank you, President Sewell, members of the board. This item was not discussed on Thursday. However, it was discussed at our workshop earlier in the month. With that, our Director of Operations, Danny Friend, will have the short summary or presentation for this item. Danny?
I'm sorry, Mr. Friend, the mic's not on.
Thank you. I'm actually, I'll start over again. So I botched that up very well. Thank you, General Manager Macy, President Sewell, members of the board. Good afternoon again. Whew. As General Manager Macy stated, we did talk a little bit about this at the last workshop on the 3rd of September. It's also been covered briefly in the last 2 GM reports. One of the things that we talked about is the original proposal for this project was 7 sites, 6 NEM 2.0 sites and a RES-BCT site. For several reasons, we chose to pare this down. It wasn't necessarily just the contractor's request. There was items, for example, that also suited the district. So for better operational flexibility for us as far as what we were going to do, we kept it to what we have today. So the 7 sites that were originally well 24, 29, the 27 and 31 site, well 32, the Horton wastewater treatment plant, the Nancy Wright regional facility, and then of course, adjacent to our current RES-BCT site, has been pared down to the Horton wastewater treatment plant, the Nancy Wright. Those are our 2 NEM 2.0 sites. And then the RES-BCT site will be where it's going to go north of our existing site. I reported on September 3rd that it's approximately 99% of its original design, totaling 4,364 kilowatts DC. This amendment memorializes that. Also has to do it on the lease agreement. So if we've got 4 sites less, we also have 4 sites that need to be memorialized on the lease component. This amendment will also allow us to do our PTO, or what they call permission to operate. Originally, it was finish all the sites, and then we can go ahead and request PTO. What we've done is the amendment will allow us to finish the site. Currently working at the Horton site. Then we can request the PTO process with Edison. As that's happening, we can move on to the next site. And of course, the last site is what's anticipated for the RES-BCT site. So that's another big item for us. We get to see the positive impacts of those solar projects sooner than waiting to the very end. So that's a bigger takeaway for us. I said there was no cost impact to this because currently the PPA kilowatt that we had in the original agreement has not changed. That ends my presentation. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions from the board, Director Martin?
No.
Director Mile, Director Duff?
How excited are you for this project?
Apparently so excited I botched up the beginning of my presentation. So very excited, very high on the right side.
We're excited for you to get it started. Thank you.
Thank you.
Vice President?
No.
And I'll just say, I enjoyed seeing that video last at the workshop. I know Vice President enjoyed it as well. But I'm happy to see the NIM sites are going to meet their deadline. I know that was kind of something we were under the gun for, and encouraged to save our district some money.
Yes, that is true. Thank you.
Right. Any motion to approve the item?
I'll move.
I'll second.
Oh,
May I have a roll call vote, please?
Director Meyerhoffen,
yes.
Director Duff,
Aye.
Director Martin.
Yeah.
Vice President Griffith.
Aye.
And President Sewell.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Moving on to discussion items. Item 16, administrative building update.
Nothing to add from our presentation on Thursday.
Anything from the board?
Nope.
Item 17, groundwater protection program update.
Nothing additional to what we presented on Thursday as well.
Any questions, comments from the board? Moving on to our consent agenda, consists of item 18, approval of minutes, and item 19, register of demands. Did anyone want to pull either of those items to discuss? No? Do we have a motion for the consent agenda?
So moved.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. May I have a roll call vote, please?
Director Meyerhoffen,
Yes.
Director Duff.
Aye.
Director Martin,
Yes.
Vice President Griffith,
Aye.
President Sewell.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Thank you. Item 20, director's reports. Anyone like to go first?
I'll go.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, on the 7th of August, attended the Desert Valley Builders Association legislative morning meeting. And there was a legislative briefing on issues addressed by representatives at the federal, tribal, state, county, and municipal jurisdictions. Also building or development projects in the Coachella Valley. On the 11th Desert Valley Builders Association board meeting, Gretchen Gutierrez announced her retirement. I put that in quotes because she's taking another position up in Washington State, but she did so to be living close to her daughter. And in her place, James Brownyard, who's been the assistant. As a matter of fact, he was he led the organization when I first got on the board of directors, and he was an interim leader at that time. And I sat in on the interview of Gretchen in order for her to be hired, and I'm very glad that we selected her because she's been an outstanding leader, and I wish her all the best up in Washington State. Also, James, his background is in law enforcement. He's got a injury retirement from law enforcement, and I think he'll do a good job. Also discussed was a tentative celebration of life for Bob Rourke, who passed away, I think it was almost 6 months ago. And I was kind of surprised that it hadn't occurred before then, but he had no family, so that was kind of put on the back burner. At any rate, they've got a tentative date to be in November. They'll have a celebration of life for Bob. He was a good man. On the 18th through the 22nd, Urban Water Institute conference. There was a presentation on lessons learned from the LA fires and water conflicts resolved through collaboration. Those were the two most interesting ones for me. Also, the announcement of Annie Deister's retirement. She was a strong leader, is a strong leader, smart, and some described her as being a little on the feisty side. And boy, that was, however true that was. I was honored to be a guest speaker at the board get-together honoring her service, and I'm sure she will do well in her retirement. On the August 24th through August 28th, California Special District Conference. The highlight was the opening keynote presentation by NFL star, Hall of Famer Joe Theismann. Mission Springs Water District, of course, was honored by being recipient of the award for special district governance, also awarded a certificate for transparency excellence, and also a District of Distinction Award. There was another keynote speaker, a very entertaining presentation by Brad Montgomery on the power of encouragement. And that was very, actually both keynote speakers were very interesting and excellent. Last on my list is Cabot's board meeting, and we did a budget review, and the museum is in good shape fiscally. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. We'll just go down the line. Director Meyerhoffen?
Yes, on the 4th of last month, I attended the CSDA ethics training. And the last time I took it 2 years ago, I did it with the Fair Political Practice. And it's a little bit tougher with the Fair Political Practice. They test on every subject, where the CSDA didn't do that. It wasn't even a test. And I found that to be interesting because it's really is an important subject for directors and council members, and well, I guess council members wouldn't be doing it with the CSDA, but it is an important subject that we understand that. The basic water conference was very good. I believe I was down in Ontario, and the beginning was more having to do with developers and that, and one of the problems they were going through, and then it got even better with the speaker. I forgot her name, but she spoke about how our water is being jeopardized with environmental issues. And I found it to be very interesting. And in fact, I was watching the DWA had somebody on the news talking about the very same subject. The next one here, the AWWA webinar was on PFAS and what the regulations are going to be coming up and what the state hopes to accomplish. And I felt that was important because even though we don't have that problem here, we need to stop the problem before it starts, especially when it comes to environmental issues. It costs more to clean it up than it does to stop the problem if you can stop it. So I found that to be interesting. And then the CWA board meeting, they you know what, I forgot about that one. It was a short meeting, and they really didn't discuss a whole lot. To tell you the truth, sometimes they don't do that. It was the second meeting. Oh, I know why, because that was before, and I didn't put it down the first time. So it was going back 2 months. That's why I can't remember. Oh, anyways, the next meeting was the BIA networking event, which those events are always kind of nice to go to. I spoke with a gentleman there, two different gentlemen there. One of them, I discovered that the BIA has a veteran representative that goes out into the field to help veterans get involved with the building trades. And he was very knowledgeable of what was going on with the veterans. And I thought that was great. Also, I spoke with a gentleman and we talked about interest rates and mortgage rates and how his thought was we'll never see 3% again. We might see 5% at one time. And will President Trump be able to get it down lower than 0.5% this September? That's yet to be seen. But it is going to come down from the consensus that I'm getting from different people and a realtor along with this gentleman. And so that concludes my report.
Okay, thank you. I have a few. August 12th, the CVWD board meeting. It was a pretty routine meeting. They had a few items which were sewer system improvements, including the Cotino Disney project. They also approved a purchase of 31 new vehicles, and they were making some adjustment to some of the trucks, adding aluminum tool beds and things. It seemed kind of like a workaround to some of the clean fleet requirements. Then Director Aguilar did have in his comments, he mentioned that they were looking at financing options for some of their Chrome 6 issues. And the total that he mentioned was $350 million. August 20th, I attended the AWWA webinar, and it was titled Water 2050, Securing Our Future in a Circular Water Economy. They were really trying to focus on resource depletion and environmental pollution and how to avoid that, trying to create a circular economy where water is more reusable. But really, financially, I don't think it makes much sense as of now, but you have to start somewhere to ultimately get there. But there's just a lot cheaper water available than recycled water. They did show a slide that showed the most efficient water states, and they showed California as number one. There's also quite a bit of talk about how AI is helping become more efficient water users. And this was my first AWWA webinar that I attended. I really enjoyed their format. They have a pretty robust interface, and you can see the presenters and the slides, and there's a chat window, and they're taking a lot of questions from the audience. So for being online, it was definitely very interactive. August 24th through 28th, the CSDA conference. Just a big congratulations again to our board and staff on our Platinum District of Distinction. I'm glad that we had a large group there to accept the award because it really was a team effort to earn this distinction. Most of the breakouts I attended were focused on Prop 218. Overall, not too much new information, but I think that's a good sign because it shows we're doing a lot of things right as we go through our own rate adjustment. And then to just highlight the keynote speakers, CSDA always has some great keynote speakers. And one, Joe Theismann, had a great quote, and that was, "People don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care." And I think that we're doing a good job, our employees here and our messaging out to our customers, showing that we care as a district. So thank you to our staff. And that's all I have for my meetings. Vice President?
August. Okay. August 5th, DWA meeting where they added LAFCO to their external meetings list. They also adopted their tax rate for the year, reduction of 1 cent per $100 of assessed value. So it's down to 0.06. I think that takes us down, I don't know, is it 3 or 5 cents in the past 2 years? 0.06, not 0.10. Also discussed the accelerated water pipeline replacement project and adopted Ordinance 80 prohibiting potable water to irrigate non-functional turf. On the 19th was let me see if I can read my writing. Authorization for design services for the Palm Springs High School recycled water booster station, and also design for the DWA CVWD interconnection number 2 project. Only other thing I did actually was the CSDA conference, and for me, the highlight was that we got our District of Distinction, the platinum level. And I want to thank my fellow board members and General Manager Macy, who put up with me for 2 years, pushing them so that we could get this level. I appreciate that. And now I will be able to shut up about that for 5 years. Thank you.
And do you remember, are we one of 6, is it? Water district?
We are one of 6 water districts in the entire state to achieve that award, and the only water district in the Coachella Valley to achieve it.
Thank you. Director Dove?
Oh, I like going last because I can cross out a lot of it as I go through. Okay. So on August 7th, I attended a CVCAN members meeting. It was in Cathedral City. I was able to speak with some of their membership staff and the president of their board regarding their DHS membership. And I also met with employees from 2 different DHS businesses that were in attendance at that time. On the 19th through the 22nd of August, I also attended with Director Martin, the Urban Water Institute conference. And it started off really rocky for me. The appointed representative from the Pacific Southwest region of the EPA, Josh Cook, gave the opening keynote. It was a little rough speaking to a room of Californians, but we made it through, and I'm glad we did, because the governor's information security officers that spoke about our cybersecurity and the preventative issues with IT and real life scenarios that were being experienced and witnessed in the state. I think it was eye-opening and a really great education and talk on that one. There were many others, a lot about fiscal constraints, how do we do what we need to do when we have no more fiscal money coming in from anywhere, and how do we make those things happen? There was a lot of talk on debt ratios and mortgaging and borrowing, et cetera. Then I attended on August 24th through the 28th, the California Special Districts Association, and they already shared Mr. Theismann's quote, so I don't have to do that. Bear with me as I cross off here. I also attended some more sessions on borrowing money, also discussed the many different options that are available to special districts, bonds, government loans, and then how important credit ratings and debt ratios, which we've learned so much about over the last several months. So it was kind of nice to sit in the room and hear them talk about the importance and be like, and we just did that, and we just did that. And it was just a really nice reassurance that we are doing what we need to do to maintain what needs to be maintained and keep our oath to our people. The gentleman, Mr. Montgomery, who also gave a keynote, I shared with Robert and other members at the table that his enthusiasm was a lot without coffee in the morning. It was all about encouragement, and it was ended up the title was The Undeniable Jaw-Dropping Power of Encouragement. And without any coffee, that was a lot to read, and he was very, very energetic. But it ended up being great and left us with a simple reminder that even just being nice, just a smile, is all it will take to sometimes change an entire trajectory of a day for another person. Just a smile. Easy. Anyway, just sharing that. And then a lot more about public contracting and misinformation, deceptive AI, cybersecurity, federal legislative updates, et cetera. California Special Districts Association conferences have blown me away as far as how much education they stuff in for all of us. And there was a variety. We were very often in different rooms, some attending fire, some attending HR, some attending Prop 218. So it was just a really great conference. But before I finish my comments for today, I want to take a moment and thank this guy right here. On our very first CSDA conference 3 years ago, we sat for the first morning, and afterwards looked at each other and said, wow, this isn't a bad conference. Then at the end of the day, he says, come over here and look at this. And it was leadership training. And he said, we should do this. So we did. And then he got the rest of the board members to do the same. And then the general manager and other staff members. Our accounting department went through a whole lot, bringing us policies that got us in line to get our transparency award. All of that because of the guidance and vision that this man right here had. So I just want to, one, thank him for forcing us all to exceed our comfort zones and learn together. I think not only did it make us better as a board, but I think that it bonded us all. And I think that's really important. And I think that it allows us to have a foundation that inspires not just each other, but inspires our staff. And one of the things that I feel most proud about is that we sit here, the five of us, and month after month, we challenge them to do better than they did the month before. And month after month, our staff comes back and they do just that. And that's because of this training that we're getting and how we are bringing it into practice on a daily basis. So I just want to congratulate all the time and energy that the staff members, our general manager, our assistant general manager, every department had to participate in this. So thank you to every staff member of Mission Springs Water District. Thank you to our president and our vice president.
Thank you.
Vice President Griffith, thank you for encouraging us to do that. And I'll thank you later on for the extra work you put me through.
All right, moving on to General Manager's report. We have both finance and public affairs to do today.
Yes, we do. Let's start with the finance report. Our Director of Finance, Arturo Ceja, has a presentation.
Thank you, General Manager Macy, President Sewell, and members of the board. It'll be a quick update on the financials for the district. And before I get started, I want to say that we are working on a couple of changes to make to the internal financials. Through your request and the guidance of General Manager Macy, we're working on a couple of reports to bring back more additional information. What we present right now, it's very limited. And it does not paint the picture of all the operations that the district's doing. As of July, you can see that a lot of that, what we have is net operating income of $670,000, primarily due to timing of some of the expenses compared to last year. That number was almost $1 million more, primarily because of the regional plant and the projects that we have going on there. And as you can see, the net non-operating income is lower than last year, but that's a good thing because we're relying on operations instead of those unknowns that we don't have any control of. You talked about debt service ratio. Our current ratio 6.2. As our cash goes up and we pay down our debt, that number increases. And as you can see, we're still earning more interest than what we're paying into that loan. And cash compared to last year is $20 million higher. We are working on a couple of extra projects due to the long-range financial plan. Now that the consultant said this is what we need to do, now we have to go find a way to do it with those revenue bonds that they suggested. And we're in the process of doing an RFP for financial services advisors that are going to guide us and provide the board options on how we do that and make it happen. And at this point, I'll answer any questions you may have.
Okay, thank you. Director Duff, any questions?
No questions. Thank you for your hard work. I know you're going through a lot right now. Sorry, no questions. And I know you're going through a lot right now. So keep it up. Looking forward to the results.
Vice President?
Good job.
Director Martin?
No,
Director
thank you.
Martin? Okay. Thank you, Arturo. And public affairs?
Thank you, President Sewell. Yes, Assistant General Manager, Marion Champion.
Thank you, General Manager Macy, and good afternoon, President Sewell and members of the board. Today I have a short presentation that highlights some of the work of the Public Affairs Office during the past month. Additional information is available in your packet. On the event side, we had a small slowdown this summer, but MSW has still been very active within the community. Last month, in addition to the CASA, UWI, and CSDA annual conferences, board and/or staff attended the BIA Southern Cal Water Conference, the DVBA Legislative Update, the BIA Annual Installation Gala, and the Greater Coachella Valley Mayors and Tribal Leaders Update. In addition to this, we also hosted a successful blood drive on August 20th, highlighting the important role MSWD plays within our community. Coming up, we have a special DVBA/public Professional Women in Building networking event this Thursday at WDC Kitchen and Bath in La Quinta. We also have a local meeting of our Riverside County Special District Association and another blood drive coming up on October 22nd. Talking about some of the awards and recognitions, MSW has been honored in several ways during the past month. Specifically, MSWD was awarded the Platinum Level District of Distinction Honor by the California Special District Leadership Foundation for its exemplary transparency and governance practices. MSWD is the sole water agency in the Coachella Valley to receive this designation and joins an exclusive group of 6 water districts statewide that have attained platinum status. General Manager Brian Macy was recognized as a certified special district manager during this year's CSDA conference. This designation is voluntary and it is for leaders who strive to demonstrate the highest level of professional excellence. And lastly, the Nancy Wright Regional Water Reclamation Facility project was recently selected as the recipient of the 2025 Project of Merit Award under the Drainage, Water, and Wastewater category by the Coachella Valley chapter of the American Public Works Association. All of these awards and examples are examples of the hard work and dedication MSWD has for its community and how we serve. In addition to the mentions that I mentioned before, we also have had several non-paid mentions on the Yukon Report and the El Informador during the past few weeks. We've also had several positive non-paid mentions, including a plug for our calendar drawing contest on KESQ and a mention of our Bronze Water Tasting Award from Berkeley Springs International, which was highlighted on Secret Los Angeles, a SoCal media travel blog that highlights activities and places to visit in Southern California. Our water was also featured in a Discovering the Coachella Valley segment on the Fred Rogan Report last week, which airs nightly on KESQ. As I shared last Thursday, our MSWD has a new crop of interns that started a fall internship program this month. Students are working in our GIS, field services, and public affairs and wastewater departments. To date, the students have been very engaged with the program and staff have been delighted to share their knowledge and passion for all things water. We look forward to a very proactive session with these interns. We are edging closer to the deadline for our calendar drawing contest. Students have until October 1st to submit entries. The contest is open to all students within the MSWD service area. They can depict a drawing, original artwork depicting saving water, proper disposal of fats, oil, and grease, water-wise car washing, drinking water quality, not flushing disposable wipes, and water-efficient desert landscaping. Well, I look forward to bringing this back to you with some of those items. Did I skip one? Oh, okay. Well, I missed that one on my thing. We'll go back to this one. So go ahead. Thank you. So in addition to the mailer that we did for Prop 218, we've also been going out into the community. We posted this on social media on leading up to our October 20th hearing here in the boardroom. We will have several community meetings. And then we also have several presentations that we're doing with groups in the community. Some of those group presentations include the Desert Hot Springs Friends of the Library, DHS Senior Center, the DHS Noon Rotary, Skyborn HOA meeting, the Desert Hot Springs Women's Club, a Vista Montana HOA breakfast, and also we're doing a Historical Society event later next month. And jumping to our Water Matters newsletter, in August, we highlighted the 2026 Student Calendar Contest, our Water Quality Month, the Help to Others Bill Assistance Program, and the 811 Dig Alert System. This month, we're highlighting Emergency Preparedness Month, the awards that we recently discussed, the October 22nd Blood Drive, and also our rebate offerings. I also wanted to take a few moments because Laura and Rosanna have been keeping us up to date with events and happenings in Washington and Sacramento. And a few of the special ones that I wanted to note included on the state side, several bills that we were following either made it out of the legislature for signature for the governor or were moved into the suspense file last week. A couple that we are following include the SB SB 466, which is the Chromium 6 liability bill, which would shield water providers from costly third-party lawsuits while they work to comply with the new state Chromium 6 drinking water standard. AB 1413 was moved to suspense. This bill would have made it harder for non-adjudicated basins to use the courts to establish a safe yield or sustainable yield for the basin. We're watching this one closely because we do anticipate this may come back next year. SB 707 is moving to the governor's desk. This was the update to the Brown Act laws and the noticing requirements. Also advancing to the governor's desk is SB 454, which will create a PFAS mitigation fund to help water and wastewater agencies pay for treatment of drinking water contaminated by PFAS. SB 394 will allow local water agencies to adopt an ordinance with enhanced penalties for water theft from a fire hydrant. You may remember we talked about this several months ago and participated on some of the early discussions. This bill will also remove the one-year reset on existing penalties for the third and additional violations for water theft committed via meter tampering and other methods. And lastly, I wanted to address SB 105, which moved forward. This will make provisions for $3.2 billion of the $10 billion Proposition 4 Climate Action Bill to be appropriated to water-related categories. We anticipate this will translate into new grant funding opportunities, which we are very closely monitoring. These bills will need Governor Newsom's signature on or before October 13th to become law. Also on the federal side, as can be expected, there was a noticeable shift in Washington following the events in Utah last week. The issue of how to keep members of Congress, their families, and their staff safe was at the top of everyone's mind. As Congress headed home for the weekend, we saw some members choose to cancel in-person and outdoor events due to security concerns. When Congress returns today, there will be just 15 days left to the end of the federal fiscal year, and Congress's primary focus will be how to avoid a shutdown. The White House is continuing to push for a continuing resolution to run until January 31st, a proposal that both the House and Senate appropriation committees does not seem to support. As more information becomes available, we will be sure to keep you informed. And lastly, on a little bit higher note, last month, as you know, was Water Quality Month. We jumped on some of the social media trends this month with a couple of cute posts pointing out the quality of our water. I'll read one of them to you. It's the middle one. It says, "You look happier." I am. I've been hydrating with award-winning tap water and nerding out over water quality reports all month long. Some people chase vibes. I chase lab results and exceeding state compliance. So you can see these were fun. We got a lot of engagement, a lot of likes and hearts on these posts because they were just kind of fun. And then we have another one that was also kind of fun from this weekend. I wanted to share with you a recent post we made on our social media. This was in response to a call from a local grandmother who asked for trucks to drive by her 2-year-old grandson's birthday because he loves trucks. Our standby collection system operator, Fernando, was nearby, so he rolled up in the wastewater vac truck to make the little boy's birthday extra special. The smile on the birthday boy's face made everyone's day brighter, and the grandmother made a very nice post after the fact, thanking and tagging MSWD for helping to make the day so special. And here's the music you saw, which is a quick video of that stop. I think you just go right there. It's not playing. Can you go on there? Just put your mouse right there and hit play. We've already seen a lot of engagement and shares on that post, so it's really rewarding.
And
Thank
there's
you.
a video of a future employee of the water district.
Yes, absolutely. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions or comments, Director Martin?
No.
Director Miles? Director Duff?
Great work as always, and great work to the team.
Vice President?
Will you be doing a drive by Danny's house with a pile driver for his birthday.
Outside of our service area, sorry.
I don't know if that was our equipment, but maybe we budget that for upcoming. Thank you. Moving on to comments, director comments and requests for future agenda items. Director Martin?
Nope, nothing.
Director Myhoffen?
Yes, I have a couple things, believe it or not. I ran into a elderly lady in the grocery store looking over the bottled water. Really putting the employee through the business of which bottle of water had what in it. So I saw the employee was getting a little frustrated and I intervened there. And do some research on your bottled water and then compare it to our water. And you'll find that we're more heavily regulated than the bottled water companies are. And there's nothing wrong with our water. If you think there's something wrong with the water, then get a reverse osmosis system, put it under your sink, and save yourself a lot of time and trouble. The next thing is there's a director for another water agency that seems to be way out in left field again. And actually, that director sat here at one time and had plenty of time to gather enough information as a board of director here at MSWD to come up with solid evidence that we are out of compliance with our Chrome 6 and our wells. It's just some kind of conspiracy thing. Don't pay attention to what he's doing. I appreciate Director Ketterman from DWA correcting the comments that were made about MSWD and Chrome 6 and appreciate the effort that I could see visibly on the meetings and that they are trying, that DWA is trying to get a handle on that problem. So I just wanted to thank DWA Director Ketterman for trying to get that all under control. And at any time, if anybody has any solid evidence of any wrongdoing, please bring it before the dais at one of our meetings and we'll take a look into it. The second question I seem to be getting asked, and it's pretty early, about a year into it, if I'm going to be running for election again. And at this time, I'd have to say yes. So I hope that puts that all to rest for a few folks. And that's all I have for now. Thank you.
Thank you. Director Duff? Sure. Vice President?
I just want to again thank everybody for all their hard work in getting that award. I was very happy to see Director Meyerhoffen show up at CSDA because it's not often that all five of us can attend based on schedules. And so when we're all together, it's actually really nice to be able to spend time together as a group and to go up on stage and take pictures. So thank you. It was a good conference and a good month. And I will lead you now to Director Duff. Hopefully she's prepared.
She has a whole page over there, doesn't she?
No, I don't. You said such amazing things, all of you. I have very little to say. I want to thank those in the community who enjoy facts and enjoy living in a world of facts and reality and science. And to, in a way, echo what our Director Meyerhoffen was saying, if you have concerns, if you have questions, if you think something isn't right, we have a full staff, completely transparent and ready to talk to you, answer your questions, show you your laboratory results, whatever you may need to know, it is here for you. And we have a whole staff of people ready to answer the call. So I want to tell the public that your questions only go unanswered because you're not asking them. So we look forward to seeing you soon.
And I'll just say thank you to the board and staff for a productive meeting. And with that, meeting is adjourned.